All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
Everybody, we have a packed day. We have presentations and we have messages from Biafra, from all nooks and crannies of Biafra. You will hear them. At the end of the day, we have to post them to our people. So please sit back and watch. At the end of the day, if you have questions, we are happy to entertain questions. And thank you very much. Sit back and watch. Can you see the slide? Please let me know. Yes. Thank you. All right. Again, welcome to this Biafra self-referendum voting seminar. And we have messages from homeland in our local dialects. The reason we are doing this, one, to tell Nigeria that Biafra is not just that dot that their dead president thought we are. To tell Nigeria that the United States of Biafra is indeed united in the patriotism of our nation. No matter what that is happening, once it is Biafra, it is Biafra first and nothing else. To tell Nigeria that Biafrans from every corner are voting and they want to be free. So my fellow citizens, one thing we must know is that when a government decides to persecute the citizens must resist. That is what we are doing. That is not a crime. So the Biafra Security Administration under the Biafra Republic government in exile is organizing this event. These are the different ways that you can reach out to us. If you have any problems, reach out to us and we will respond to you. So some people, especially Nigerians that are watching or may watch later on, may be wondering why are Biafrans sitting at home from May 29th today to Friday, May 31st. First of all, we tell them that we are sitting at home to honor our fallen heroes and heroines who died in defense of Biafra and who continue to die in the hands of the Nigerian government. We are all aware that the genocidal war waged against Biafra by the British and Nigeria government in 1967 that ended in 1970 is an unjust war. A war that is meant to wipe off an entire ethnic group. In independent countries like where most of you live, like where I live, the government and the citizens do honor their heroes. They do honor their fallen. And they do this either by visiting the cemeteries, setting up memorials, placing flags or wreaths on their grave sites. All these we cannot do now because Biafra is still occupied by the terrorist Nigeria government, but not for long. So the best way to honor our fallen is to achieve that goal which they were killed for. That is Biafra independence. One of the means that Brigi is using to achieve Biafra independence is the ongoing Biafra self-referendum. So we must sit at home, we must cast our votes, we must help others to vote. Our fallen heroes and heroines deserve Biafra. We are doing that by sitting at home voting for a referendum. So Biafrans, be strengthened by the courage of our fallen. They fought, they won. Be heartened by the valor of our fallen. And let us bear their memories. We must continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died, and for which the current military is fighting for. We must restore Biafra. We must sit at home, we must cast our votes, and we must help others to vote. That help can come in form of answering phone calls. We see our media team taking calls while online, helping people. Many people that are within this BSMA event group, they are voting people massively. We can provide data for people that want to vote electronically. Even disseminating that information is helping people to vote. We must all do this to restore Biafra. While we remember our own, let us also remember our hero from another mother. His name is Brooke Baruch Mayrock. It was 55 years ago today, when he was 20 years old, that he lit himself up in front of the UN to protest the British Nigeria genocide against Biafra. The fire service came, he was taken to the hospital, but you can see that he stands no chance. As they were coming to take him, he was running away from them. Bruce died 9 hours later on May 30th, 1969. Bruce is resting at Mount Ararat Cemetery, Section 75, Range A, grave number 32. Last May, my husband and I went to pay respect to Bruce, and we took this photo. He lays beside his mother, his father, and in the Mayrock gravesite. That is the headstone for the Mayrock family. Bruce was 20 years old. We honor you, brother. So, Biafrans, let's have your ears. If this Caucasian by name Bruce went to this land to fight for us 55 years ago, why can't we fight for ourselves? For those Biafrans that will go on space and speak English and bend over backwards to find reasons for not getting up and pretend that they can't even see what is happening in their homeland and pretend that they don't even know what is happening. Is there anything wrong with such people?
Yeah, I thank God.
Just a question.
I thank God.
But then, one morning I woke up. I saw this man. They call him Kenneth Okonkwo. Some of you may know him as Andy. That actor living in bondage. It seems Kenneth is still living in bondage. Because Kenneth seems not to know what is happening around him. Or he is willfully pretending that it's not happening. That is not happening. Either way, ignore. Either way, ignorance or not, is abominable. So Kenneth said, and I'm paraphrasing, why would he leave this huge Nigeria for a small Biafra? That if he does that, it may seem as Kenneth isn't competitive. I heard that. I said, oh my goodness, that these people have sold everything. They've sold our natural resources. They bring in Fulani to our land. They kill people on the ground. And now they want to take away our integrity, which will affect every Biafran. My people, we have to say, God forbid. Kenneth and his likes, I call them the white-collar criminals. You cannot sell our integrity. Biafrans, we must tell Kenneth that our leader, Mazen Namdekanu, who is in solitary confinement for almost 3 years now, can compete. He is only there because he has refused to take peanuts. He has refused to subjugate himself, as Kenneth did and continues to do. Tell Kenneth that our Prime Minister, who resides in Finland, of course, Kenneth is older than the Prime Minister, that he is fighting, that he is competitive, but he wants freedom. Let us send a message to Kenneth and his likes, that myself speaking, even as little as I am, boy, I am competitive. Let us tell Kenneth that the entire cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile, the men and women of the government, the de facto government, they are all competitive. And they compete with sense. It is that act of competitiveness that is making us not to subjugate ourselves and accept second class in our homeland. Someone should tell Kenneth that this Caucasian boy here, he is indeed from a very affluent family, the Fortunate family. You don't have to be a New Yorker to know this family. Just do www.google.com. Tell Kenneth that Bruce is competitive because he is still fighting. Using him today, it is Bruce fighting. Kenneth should look at these eyes and tell us if he is not a fool, him and his cliques. Tell Kenneth that Biafrans are competitive globally. There's no place you go and you don't see Biafrans driving anything drivable. Economy, academia, politics, medicine, what have you. Kenneth is in Nollywood, politics, a white-collar criminal that siphons what belongs to the people. And he thinks that is being competitive. Tell Kenneth that these warriors, we can see what they have. They were competitive. They defeated Nigeria. And tell Kenneth that they developed the weaponry. Tell Kenneth that the world knows Biafra for our might. And you are never competitive unless you are mighty. Tell Kenneth that our current military, as we speak, are defeating Nigeria. We are competitive. Kenneth is our pointer to all those efulefus. Tell them we are indeed competitive. Tell Kenneth that these children who are innovating, creating, dreaming are all competitive. Mr. Kenneth and all the white-collar criminals in Nigeria, let us tell them that the only reason our people are not blossoming, our people in the homeland, is because of a country called Nigeria and this passport. Please let us send a message to Kenneth and his fellow white-collar criminals, because they may not even know. They may be thinking, wow, this giant of Africa. Someone should tell Kenneth that Nigerian passport ranked amongst the worst globally. Tell Kenneth that it is Nigeria that is keeping even his own village in darkness. Tell Kenneth that in 2024, his village does not have running water, does not have electricity. These are basic human necessities. Kenneth's village doesn't have it. Yet, he thinks that fighting for his freedom is maybe running away. Tell Kenneth that one of the multiple reasons we are living is this, that the country that Kenneth wants to belong to is a country that drops terrorism charges against, guess what? The number 4 terrorist group in the world, Miyetti Allah, is internationally known as a terrorist group. Kenneth Okonkwo, a name that sounds like a Biafran name, wants to associate himself with a country that pardons terrorists. But that country incarcerates a freedom fighter. Have you ever had anything like this? It's only possible in Nigeria. Tell Kenneth that he has sold everything and he is allowed to sell his own integrity, but not ours. Let us send a message to him, all the governors, the senators, all the politicians, oh my God, all the traditional rulers that are tainted. Who again? All the Christian leaders that would not open their mouths to speak. Send a message to them. Send a message to even regular Biafrans that will go, oh, not my business, not my business. Send a message to them. Tell them we have to preserve us and we have to preserve our dignity, our integrity. So, Biafrans, let us tell Kenneth Okonkwo and his fellow white-collar criminals that being a servant to Fulani is not being competitive. My people, it is being foolish. We can even stretch it to being wicked. When you are foolish and wicked, the person is doomed. I hope that all these wicked and foolish white-collar criminals would not have descendants that behave like them. Tell them that Biafra military is outcompeting the Zoom military. And guess what? That is why Kenneth is making a fool of himself. The heat is too much. If I borrow from Hillary Clinton, she says, if you cannot stand the heat in the kitchen, you leave. Instead of Kenneth Okonkwo going to cast his vote in secret, if he has not casted, and zipping his strap, he came out and made a fool of himself. He doesn't even know that by him coming out to rant and saying all the nonsense that he said is giving himself out. He is just a point person. From him, the message gets to other people like him. So, Biafrans, we must vote as individuals, or we vote en masse. We've seen them lining up We do this to tell this man and his likes that we can compete. And when we do, we outcompete the opponent. Your vote gives the government, our government, your government, the power to create enabling environment for your creativity to come to light, for you to flourish, for your nation, Biafra, to flourish. So, Biafrans, we already know that Nigeria does not value our lives. It's a fact. Everyone knows it. Even Biafrans that are one Nigeria proponents, they know. Because they come on space, they complain about it. What do you want to do about it? Would you just complain? We said, hell no. Nigeria sends its military, its police, whatever force that they can use. They use it to kill Biafrans. Even now, it seems guns and bullets not enough to kill Biafrans because our military has checkmated them and pushed them back. What are they doing? They've resorted to sending us vaccines that we did not approve. Are we gonna just sit and watch the Biafra government is here to support? As the Nigerian government is supporting the headsmen in destroying your farms, killing you, taking over, the Biafra government is here to support you, but you must do your part. If we look around our homes, what do you see? Any good school? Hospital? Roads? Do you have fire stations? Boy, are your youths walking? Biafrans, do you think that it is okay for parents to even sell their lands, sell all the property they own, even stay hungry to train their children, and when they come out, they are unemployed? I don't think it's okay. The Biafra government, both in exile and in the homeland, don't think it's okay. Because all we see is rot, destitution, desperation, hunger, and death. That's the only thing the Nigeria government sends to Biafrans. But we cannot do like the one Nigerians that would just go out on space and complain. After complaining, they end it with, we got to pray. It's only prayer that will get us out of this. Tell them that it's a lie. Tell them that prayers will not get you out of this. When you pray with no work, it's just as useless. After you pray, you do the work. As you're doing the work, you are praying. Then you will have success. So you must vote in our Biafra self-referendum. Because, again, your vote gives your government, my government, our government, the power to protect all of us, protect our lives, protect our properties from headsmen and the Nigeria government. It is only the Biafra government that can protect you. The independence of Biafra will be redeclared on December 2nd, 2024. So we urge you to continue to vote during these 3 days sit at home? You see fellow Biafrans voting, people in the homeland lining up to vote. We are thankful to our de facto government, all the electoral officers, and our military for getting out the vote. It is not easy. We thank you, Biafrans, for sitting at home, and we thank you for trooping out in your numbers to vote in our self-referendum. Again, it is only this Biafra government that can protect you. Let's shout out to Biafrans in the homeland.